And we are live.
Ayo, it's time to go. Yeah. You know what it is. Get into it. Don't act like you don't already know the name. Let's go. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? You heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. Now it's on.
Woo! Welcome, everyone. Welcome to What Happens When a Mother and Son Make Sense Out of Nonsense.
Plus more. This is a show. If you're just joining us, you already know. If you're just joining us, it's a show about spirituality, a show about our relationship, some mother and son history, where we are at today, and a little bit, sometimes a lot of nonsense, falderall, balderdash.
And what did you say, mother and son relationship? Listen, from high to low, we spill it all. We spill the tea behind the curtains. You're going to find out why he didn't even call me this week and why there were stories in my head. And guess what? This is episode 60, Nathan. 60.
The big 6-0. Yes, you're going to find out all the behind the scenes. We're going to find out too, because we haven't talked.
Exactly. And that wasn't planned. Don't think it was planned because we weren't supposed to talk. But before we go on, I just have to say nobody is listening on Noon Vibe because I just got the message less than 5 minutes ago that I'm not able to go live. You know, you have to have a certain badge. I had the badge. They took my badge away. So we're not live on Noon Vibe today. We are only live on YouTube, which is still okay. But before we go on, like and subscribe, because if you like the intro, you're going to love the show. And here we go. I'm looking for my sponsor. Look at it. It's half full. Voss Water, the wetter water. And you know, wetter is better. And Voss Water is the wetter, better water. Voss, contact me. DM me, please. Like and subscribe.
So she's the pro. She's been doing this for a long time, on and off air, and I'm just here to take notes and follow along and try to keep up, honestly.
That's right. And that's your birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks. You'll be the big 4-0, and that's one of your birthday presents. A bottle, travel size, of ketchup.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And thanks for also spoiling the surprise.
Well, that's one of the surprises. I've been telling you, I've been getting you ketchup for a long time. Yes, a bottle of ketchup. Try to catch up, baby. Try to catch up.
Well, where should we start at the word of the day, word of the week? So
Yeah.
my word today, I wanted to pick a word that had some spiritual context, and the word I chose was attunement. Attunement, Attunement. Attunement refers to a deep sense of awareness, sensitivity, or alignment with something, whether it's oneself, others, or the present moment. It implies being fully engaged and responsive, often in an intuitive or harmonious way. Synonyms: alignment, harmony, resonance, used in a sentence. Her attunement to the shifting energy in the room allowed her to respond with grace and understanding.
So attunement means just being in tuned.
Yeah, it means presence, because I looked up a synonym for presence because I wanted just another word, and I was feeling this morning, which we'll get into a little bit later, about just wanting to come back to the present moment. And we hear it a lot, and I say it a lot: present moment, we need presence, be present. So I'm just looking for a different word, and that's what I found this morning.
I love that word, attunement. And let me tell you this, we're on the same wavelength. This presence, being present, what I've discovered is that my mind, my ego, my mind, that noise keeps me out of the present. Anytime I'm focused on or noticing or even engaging in the thoughts in the head, I'm not in the present moment. And what's the word when you capture somebody? What is that?
Oh, like hold them captive, kidnapping,
Kidnapping. Thank
Yes.
you. The mind is a kidnapping. It just kidnaps, and I mean, it is just so prevalent with me, Nathan, and just noticing it. And I have a new channel that I found. Oh my goodness. It's called Solace, Solace Fox. Solace Fox, and it explains the mind, it explains the present moment, simple terms. A third grader would understand it, and it's 15-minute videos. It is gold, Johnny, gold. But my word of the day is, which is the opposite of yours, of course. In fact, now that I don't have Noom Vibe, I can give you
Apoplectic.
apoplectic. Oh, hold on. That was a low volume.
Apoplectic.
Apoplectic. Apoplectic, which means anger, rage, extremely and obviously angry. Apoplectic. Grr. And the anger, no judgment on the anger, but it's just this getting enraged. And I have to give a perfect, well, scratch the perfect. I have to give an example. Last month, I bought a year membership to this spa where they have cryotherapy, compression therapy, red light therapy, local cryotherapy, and the heat spa. And I have been enjoying it. And it's, to me, Nathan, it is a time where I meditate. I mean, I look forward to 40 minutes in 147 degree. I mean, just sweating and just asking to go into another dimension. I look forward to it, and I do it daily. And last month, they didn't put a sign up, but they closed the spa. No sign, no email, no notification. So I have my appointments, and I would go every day, and it seemed like they closed down. And I was, wrote my emails, this breach of contract. What is this? Bad review on Instagram. You know what Rebecca does, just instantly. And guess what happened 2 days ago? The spa was closed down again with no note, no sign. Until yesterday, there was a sign which said, and it wasn't from the people that own the Insta Cryo. There's a uncle and his nephew that own it. Big note, big sign. You have been delinquent in rent. We are going to take your keys. If you don't pay the rent ASAP, your keys they're going to change the lock. In other words, they're shutting it down. Number one, I bought a year membership, shutting it down. Now I can't do my spa. And the reaction, scratch that. The response to that happening, no more sauna. I don't know what's going to happen today. I'm going to go back again. This is my third day. It's been closed down. Is just nothing. That just means that the universe, God wants me somewhere else and doesn't want me experiencing the sauna. I'm telling you, I Jimmy crack corn and I don't care.
Well, I would have thought you would have been pretty apoplectic about it, but it sounds like you were apoplectic, and then you came back to this understanding, knowing, and trusting that things are in order, whether we have a story for it or not, or we have understanding, or we think it's against us, or whatever's going on. That's really a great word, because I'm also tired of saying I'm angry, I'm pissed, I'm irritated, frustrated. I mean, the amount of times I use those words. So I'm gonna love saying that I'm apoplectic. And as I was apoplectic yesterday, and it didn't start off that way. It started off very in tune. I felt like I was in tune, very present. I almost dare I say, happy in the beginning of the day.
Not you.
And then, well, I'm not the happiness specialist, but I am happy from time to time. And then, yeah, something happened. I don't know. I just started becoming so irritable at every little thing. And I just couldn't stop mumbling to myself about this person and that person. And this, I mean, it just was so constant, almost to the point of just being laughable, just because it was just so constant. And I woke up this morning. I was aware of it yesterday or last night, and then I woke up this morning with the story of wanting many things to be different, not just one thing. It was like, this needs to be different, that needs to be different. I mean, just everything from location, where I'm living, to my body, my money, my job, social circle, just so many things were so many stories around many things have to be different. And that's when I started to come back to the present moment. And I thought, I need
Your mother.
oh no, maybe I needed something. I needed something.
I'm a phone call away.
I know. Please don't remind me. Uh,
And soon when we return and live with each
we're
other,
together again.
we're together again. Everything will be right. We'll both be skipping through the tulips and just having a wonderful time watching Shark Tank together and Family Feud and Judge Judy.
Well, I would love to live with you again and spend about a half hour a day with you every day. Sounds really fun.
I would say an hour, and that would be even perfect.
Well, I didn't see that one because I have no rebuttal to that. So yeah, I just feel okay. So in the moment, and I'm thinking, why is it so? Because the stories don't exist in the moment, and whatever entity in me that likes the drama of the stories and likes the emotion and the ups and the downs really has a tough time coming to the present moment. It just doesn't seem, just not interested in that.
Well,
But I was interested in some peace.
Nathan wasn't interested in the present moment, and it sounded like you were just eating a big sandwich of dissatisfaction.
Yes.
And when that happens to me, rarely, when that happens to me, no. The practice is, oh, look at Rebecca. Look at how angry she is. Look at how irritated it is. And I'm going to just talk about Rebecca now. This woman is so fucking programmed to do the same thing. And I'm telling you, Nathan, I'm peeping her the same. How can customer service still bother Rebecca after 69 years? And I heard something on YouTube, and Daryl Anka, he channels Barsha, or Basha, or is it Barsha? I think it's Basha. Well, whatever it is. And he said, then the woman asked a question, and she said, I have a tendency to, and he interrupted her. He says, tendency? What does that mean? She says, yes, I have a tendency to, I don't remember what she said, but to focus on negative. And then he says, no, a tendency, once you know you have a tendency, after that, you're making a choice. After you really, it's like the awareness is the work. After you realize Rebecca has a tendency of all this customer service getting irritated, not 100% of the time, but 98% of the time, then I'm making a choice. And that really hit me. It really hit me that Rebecca has this latching onto and really feeling comfortable with this identity that Rebecca has, and her likes and her preferences. And I'm just watching. and when I watch and observe, as opposed to, yeah, this is what I'm doing, and being conscious of using that word I, and which I am I referring to. So it's just about, the watching helps me. I'm just going to watch her. I'm going to watch her be angry. I'm going to watch her be irritated. But it's not me. I'm watching a movie. I'm watching the drama. I'm watching a show. I'm watching.
There's a couple really good things I want to piggyback off of. One of them is the you said, why is Rebecca irritated at customer service again? And I was thinking this week, this craving to change these things about myself. When is this going to be different? I've been doing this since I was little boy, or doing this since I was 20, whatever it is. And even our show, you sent me that voice memo I sent you because we were joking a little bit about our first show. And I'm thinking, why am I doing that? Why am I like this? Why do I start off, reserved and shy and scared and dry, and why? And just wanting to be different. So this week, this is what I'm practicing. This is the intention, is to, like you've talked about many, many times with situations going on with you, what if it doesn't change? What if I am, quote unquote, doing that? Or what happens then? So where is the peace then? And I think the peace for me, what you just said, is, okay, so Nathan's doing whatever the thing he's doing. Let's watch it, instead of creating a story around, oh, this is what Nathan always does. This is what Nathan's going to keep doing forever. Let's get invested. Let's create a story around it. No story, no nothing, just awareness. Because it might change. I have no idea. And I just think it's interesting. It just leads me to question, what am I doing with this spirituality work? If the ego thinks I'm trying to change myself, and that's not true, what am I doing? And the last thing I'll say is, maybe I am just, like you said, which I am I referring to? I'm just choosing to go more towards that I identity more often. That's what I think I'm doing with this spirituality work.
And so now you hit on a couple of good points, because when I talk about Rebecca, I don't talk about Rebecca needs to change. Rebecca needs to do something different. Rebecca needs to she needs to find peace in calling customer service. I'm not forcing Rebecca to do anything different. I'm watching Rebecca. It's like, oh, this is a television show. Look at the Rebecca show, and she's got her little tendencies, and she's got her little annoyances, and she's got her little all of her crap. But I'm not, Rebecca needs to change, because quite frankly, I don't know if Rebecca can ever change. But it's an interesting show. Well, I don't know how interesting is to anyone else, but it is interesting to watch, and it is interesting to dissect. Guess what I came up with yesterday? I discovered, and I already knew this, but Rebecca has a shame and a pride around the house she's living in. A shame and a pride. And you've known all the houses, because you were born in Val, and that was a shame. I had a shame about that house. And this was 20 years ago? I don't even remember, lost count. The house was small. And because there's a story attached to the shame, of course. Can't have shame without a story. So this house was small. Look at how small this house is. And then the Genoa house, new house, beautiful, modern. There was a pride behind that. Tree house, there was a pride behind the tree house. This house, there is a shame around it. It's small, it's old, I'm telling you, I'm just peeping Rebecca. And all of those shames and pride is still a story. I'm just watching her. The awareness is the work. And quite frankly, because our show is around relationships today, here we go. There's a shame and a pride behind the relationships I'm in. I'm ashamed of this one, but very proud of this one. So I'm just peeping, Rebecca. Rebecca, don't change, but I'm just watching you, honey. And I am not Rebecca.
So good. So many good things. I'm watching you, honey. For me too. I'm watching Nathan, and I'm loving you, Nate. You Nate, little screwball, white, tightened up, wound up, anxious, peaceful. Then you're angry. You're teaching yoga. Then you're cursing people out. Then you're nervous. Then you're prideful. I'm loving you. I'm hugging you. I am sometimes reluctantly hugging you, but no, let's come on in. Let's give you a hug. Let's look, and that is my responsibility. I mean, the entity, the godlike entity, that's my responsibility to do that. And it's my journey. So many good things you said. Well, I relate to the shame in this apartment. I don't know. There are moments of pride when I look around and see how I've kept up this place, decorated it, organized it. And when you come over, it helps me release the story of shame. You say, "Oh, it's got such good energy in here. I like what you've done with this. I like what you did with that. I like being here." That helps me release the shame. I mean, I can feel it in my body right now. I'm thinking, what is she seeing that I see the same thing, but I forget. I mean, I'm looking at the little things. I'm not taking a step back. So I can relate to that shame around that and the relationships too. And I mean, there's so much I want to say, but I guess this can go into our relationship topic with you and Nathan. It's a type of customer service for me. It's a type of trigger, what fear. I feel like a little boy. I feel like I'm no control. I'm a little 6-year-old boy, and I'm living with my mother, and some there's just it easily triggers my stories. So I know that. And what I mean by triggering these stories is making something out of nothing. A
Yeah.
mountain out of a molehill.
And all of this shit is meaningless anyway.
It's meaningless anyway. Even if it was a mountain, it's still meaningless.
It's a meaningless mountain and it's a molehill that's meaningless molehill. All of it's meaningless. And by the way, you said something because I had my friend that I am ashamed of, uh, miss
We know.
wind chimes. And so when he came over, wow, what you did is great. The redecorating, because he does a lot of redecorate, himself. Great, it looks really good. And I said, it does? So it reminded me of what you said when I come and visit. And it does? It looks good. Yeah, you did a really good job, except for the placement of the TV. And this loser wants the TV in front on over the fireplace. You don't put a TV over a fireplace.
Well, that's a tough call because you have a TV in front of the window. You really don't do a TV in front of a window.
That is true, but you don't do a TV over a fireplace because that's tacky. And I have a fireplace and now there's a TV right in the room. No, but you're right about that window. And there's just no other place.
I know that. No, it works. I looked at that place too. It works. That's how I feel here too. Speaking of TVs, I just got a hand-me-down TV, and I won't tilt my camera because it'll make it. But if you can see a little bit of it right here,
Oh, yes.
Hand-me-down TV. It's big. I'm not into it. It doesn't really. I need cable. I don't have cable, but it's slow. It doesn't work. It's big. I'm just used to not having a TV right now. I watch things on my iPad. I would love to have a big TV in a big space, like a living room. In this space, to me, it doesn't work. And there's shame around that too. And anyway. So it's just so
This
funny you bring
shame
it.
is a shame game, and again, the
Shame
shame
game.
is it is a game. It is all about a
Mm,
story, and there's no, and quite frankly, that illusion of shame, that's even a story. What
mm.
is shame? Huh? It's a man-made programmed concept. There is no such thing.
So I want to go to relationships too, because and I also want to touch on my birthday and just birthdays in general. But just to and wrap, go back to us this week with talking, not knowing what's going on with you, not going on with me. It just it's so easy for me to spiral into just mental energy. It's like I'm not watching the show anymore. I'm sitting down and I'm watching the show like I'm in the show. Like, ooh, you know how we watch TV and we feel like we're in the courthouse or we're in the alleyway. We're getting hunted by some. I feel like I'm in it. Well, I'm not in it, but that's how I'm acting. So I'm all in it and I'm what's going on? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I just thought, okay, what's going on with me in this moment? Well, I'm in a tizzy. I need to, I want to, and I really need to for my peace. I need to come back to what I know and what I don't know. And there's a lot I don't know. And let's just, and Nathan, he's not into that. Nathan's into, oh, I know why, and I know this, and I know what to do to feel better, and I know what they do. And I really didn't know. So let's just come back to me. And the other thing too with me and you is just trust. Because we're here, show 60, some 40, almost 40 years later for me. And we do roll with what happens, and we have a way of communicating about what happens or what didn't happen, laughing about it, and keeping it moving. So even if it is something, it's not something that Nathan has to feel like the sky is crashing down.
Well, that Nathan loves drama.
Right. Well, I learned how to love drama, but yes.
Well, yes, you did learn. That's true. Touche. You did learn how to. Yes, you did from your father. No, no.
I did learn from my father. I absolutely did. He taught me
Mother
half of it.
and father, mother and father, but that's
And
just
everybody's, I mean, not everybody, but most people we all love a little drama.
not we. You can't say most people, most programmed people.
Well, I don't use the word program people.
And I don't use the word we. We all, we all, we all, we all.
We all.
And I started my class, The Truth About Happiness, this week, and I just
Oh,
started
no
off.
wonder you're in such a bad mood.
I'm always in a bad mood. Bad joke too. So I
It was a
started.
bad.
I mean, if I'm not laughing, it's not funny. And back to the class, I gave him a warning. Is that an echo?
No, I can hear it. No, it's fine.
I gave him a warning. I said, listen, you're going to be triggered. Your buttons are going to be pushed. You're going to point your fingers at me. I'm going to be the blame. I'm going to be the focus of all your anger. I said, I've been called all the names in the book: toxic, selfish, the B word, the C word, the N word, I disingenuous, all of
The A word, B word, C word, and the D
A,
word.
C, D, E, F, G, S, A, elemental P, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, word. That's really good, Nathan. I've been
Yes.
called all of it. I said, so it's not personal. And I said, some of you are not even going to come back. If you come back, fine. If you don't, that's okay too. I mean, I just lay it out. And there are people that are interested in looking in the mirror and doing and practicing what? Practicing. You have the power. You can make a choice when you're conscious and you really value this thing called contentment. It's the contentment energy is beyond, but Rebecca doesn't value that. Rebecca likes dissatisfaction, and I'm telling you, it is a practice of transcending. That's why I started off with that story about the spa being closed. Okay, I acted this way a month ago. Now I'm cool. I mean, hands off the steering wheel for everything.
I love all of that, and I'm just I'm blown away at this idea of awareness. Once we're aware, we're stuck in awareness. I mean, in the Matrix, he had to, take a pill and go back. He was so frustrated, that one character, about being aware of the real life, and he said, I don't want to do this. I can't not know anymore. And I think for us, people coming to your class, there is an awareness, there's truth. And Barsha is speaking truth. And once that truth is heard or received or uncovered, unveiled, it's there. And I think there's for me, it's some fear around, well, once I know this truth, things have to be different. And I think that's another part of the reason why I'm doing this spiritual growth, is to go with the flow of things being different. The spa is open one day, now it's closed. All these relationships we're going to talk about, and the shame and the pride, all these relationships, I wrote probably 10 different relationships down, family, friends, and romantic ones, and they are all different today than when they started. It's just the nature of things. And when I look at people that I don't want to be like, it's usually because they're not into things being different. There's some kind of stuck energy around it. It's some kind of same. They're doing the same. They're saying the same. They watch the same things. They act exactly the same. And to me, that's not the flow of the universe.
What a great observation. Yes, they are, and no offense, they are programmed robots. Programmed robots. Robots cannot make another decision. And but it's my as though the awareness is to accept, because the universe wants to live through a program too.
And the programmed people in the Matrix, in our real life Matrix and that movie, were trying to kill Morpheus, the one who is the truth teller, the truth seeker, who is gathering the people who want to speak the truth and know the truth. And they had to literally do it underground and in secret coding. I don't know why this system or this world or is set up in that way. Maybe it's just the way of the universe, or it's the way of the planet right now. Maybe it's the way it's always going to be. It just seems like that truth, there is it seems to threaten.
Yes.
And like you said in the class, like you said, I've been called this, I've been called that. Well, if you're speaking truth, why would you be threatened? Why? And it's just, it does threaten the program. It does threaten that control. And I think that's one thing. I mean, the reason I don't like program people is because I think I program moments, and I think I can revert back to, oh, I'm doing my program thing again. Because the program for me is safe, it's controlled, it's known, there's a sense of false certainty to it. And without the program, it's all uncertain, it's unknown.
And so that's why in my latest book, Program for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truths, found on Amazon, and I also list 26 behaviors that will add. So I list 56 program behaviors that subtract from happiness and contentment. And I also list 26 behaviors that add when practiced. And one of them is being okay, being at peace with uncertainty. And listen, the ego doesn't want peace, Rebecca does not crave peace. Just not, it's not on her list. And just knowing the difference, just knowing the difference. It's, Nathan, I'm telling you, for me, separating Rebecca separating Rebecca from who I really am, which is the universe having a human experience, wanting to experience all of it, not all the things that Rebecca wants, because Rebecca has preferences. Rebecca has has no, it should be this way. No, I look into nature. Is there anything in nature that I say, nature should be different? The birds shouldn't be flying south for the winter. The penguins shouldn't be making their march all the way to the sea. All of that. There's nothing that should be different in nature. It's the same with humans. That's the way I look at it. But back to what you made a comment. Yes, the truth, it's like what I say is like staring into the sun. Have you ever stared into the sun, especially during an eclipse? Have you ever stared into the sun? It hurts. It hurts. Truth hurts. And it also, it is also a disruption. And nobody wants to be disruption. And it also is a mirror right there, shining right there. I remember telling one of my family members, because she was talking about Noah and the ark, really that Noah had an ark and all these animals got into this ark. Like that's a true story, like that really happened. Well, for this person, it really happened, and no disruption of the programming. And so Jesus was crucified, and all he did was trying to share some lessons and teach. So yeah, it is part of all along human, what's the word? Not human, humanist, but all part of life, from the Romans to the Buddha, all of it. They're crucified, truth tellers. Not everybody is crucified, but yeah, you get a lot of backlash.
Well, one thing I love what you said about looking at the sun and the truth hurts. And one thing I wrote is pain when I'm talking about the relationships that I need to step back from. And from when you say truth hurts, it's a different kind of hurt for me. It's a different kind of what discomfort of that type of energy. It's to me, I do think there is some discomfort. I have no ideas. I haven't experienced this, but that snake shedding its skin, or the moth turning into a butterfly, or caterpillar turning into a butterfly. I think there is a sense of discomfort in the wings poking out of the butterfly, and some discomfort in shedding when the dry skin comes off the snake. That's the truth. That's the truth discomfort, I would say.
And how about this? That's one perspective, because another person would look at the skin coming off and the butterflies poking out. Wow, what a release. What a bunch of what a lot. I feel free. So see, there's a lot of different perspectives, and Rebecca's ego will only come up with one perspective. So you said discomfort, and I wouldn't use the word, but there's another word: freedom, shift, change. Follow me?
Yeah, I do follow you. It's a little off topic. Well, it's on topic. It's on topic. It's just, I'm just trying to, but I want to get back to this relationship thing of when I need to step back from relation, when I need to back away, and I would label it as pain. I would there's a hurt from whatever's going on when I am engaged with this person, either energetically or in person, or they say something or I say something. And though I think that's the universe, that's the universe helping me say, let's step away from this pain. And yeah, I really like what you just said. Actually, it's just talking about kind of two different things.
I love what you said though, and it is a sign, it is a signal, and you're very intuitive, and you feel a lot. And so what I say is follow for me, follow my inspiration, follow that intuition, follow that spiritual knowing that you can't even explain it, but you're talking about inspiration. I'm inspired to step back. I'm inspired to step away, or less. Yeah, that's real.
It's real, and it's all me. And the second I start to put a story onto it about them or me or even God, oh, God's doing this because this, now I'm following a different source of truth. This it's not true.
Yes. And let me throw this in real quick, because one of the things I did when, I had the visitor, this was the story. Well, I've heard this a lot. Well, I'm a giver, they're a taker, giver, taker. And giver and takers, they can't coexist. I'm a giver, taker. That's a story too. That's a story. It's really, for me, being conscious of the story that my ego always wants to put a story to it. If it's happening, it's supposed to be happening. If it's not, it's not. Whatever's going on in my present moment is in order. But the ego loves a story, needs a story, lives. The stories feed it. And
And
I'm
the more and the more complicated, the better. The more complex, the more psychoanalytical, the more layers, the better. The more drama, all of that. And when you talk about stepping away, not stepping away, inspired, not inspired, it's so simple. It's so simple. I even tried to, I mean, I didn't do this on purpose, but we were talking a couple of weeks ago about a relationship that I stepped away from, and then I said because, and then I was going to explain why, and you said you were inspired to. And I mean, whether I use that word or not, it really is that simple. It's just boom, 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 boom. So anyway, so I'm curious if you have anything to share about this week or your experience or
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, I have kind of a fun nonsense. Rebecca's fighting against the world, Rebecca resisting. So I go to the gym to wash my hair. I go to the spa gym and wash my hair. And I'm there early in the morning, 6 o'clock. And there the cleaning lady, maintenance lady, sometimes she's in there. And I mean, I have the whole spa for myself. Nobody's there. Nobody's there. So I have the shower. I'm in the shower for an hour and a half with this hair. Look at this hair. And then, and I have my music. I have my phone and I have my music always playing. So then I'm sitting down now, I'm rolling my hair. So she comes in and she's singing. Now, this was a couple of weeks ago. She's singing. I said, oh, we're singing in the morning. How nice. And I'm still listening to my music, but I have it low. And she's singing. I don't say anything. And then last week, she's singing even louder. So I'm sitting. This is after the shower. It's a nice place. No one's in the place in the showers, in the bathrooms, at the sink, mirrors, and now she's singing louder. So I said, I turned my music up, and then now she's singing it louder to go louder than my music. So then I turned my music all the way up, and I started singing too. And I started singing louder, like I'm on stage. I said, well, let's see who can out sing somebody. I was up there singing as loud as I could at 8 a.m. in the morning, louder than her. We had a sing off. She didn't know it, but I was in, what was it? I was competing, and I won. I'm singing full on out, Nathan. And so the Rebecca took over, and she was right there singing. Bam!
Oh my God, that really tickled me. What a good story. Wow. That's so funny. I love that story. I mean, for me specifically, because I'm Nathan. I mean, Nathan with the sound thing is just, there's such a sensitivity. I've even considered, I didn't even know this was a thing, but I heard from a friend recently that there's sound therapy that you can do if you're sensitive to sounds, and some therapist helps you become desensitized. I don't know how it works. I was thinking that actually might work for me because I'm up here in this apartment like a hawk, and I go through the same thing. And I actually did have a conversation with my downstairs neighbor, and he, unbeknownst to me, was bothered by my sounds like I was bothered by his. And I
What?
didn't even, it was such a mind blow. I didn't even think about that. So I think we were doing the competing thing too. I mean, I don't know. It's just,
What sounds do you make?
Well, mine are innocent sounds. Mine are walking around, closing the cabinets. I talk. Sometimes I'm talking. I'm banging around dishes. I'm cleaning things, and I'm not those things. I'm not really thinking about sounds. But he says he could hear everything, and they're not really thin, but they're not thick either. So,
Well, tell him your mother said to move.
well, someone has to. This town ain't big enough for the both of us, which is why I was so irritated this morning. I need something else, but I really don't. So, anyways, yeah, the sounds and it just the competing for sound. So I've now talk about humble pie. So I'm going all the way backwards, and I'm walking around here like I got a roommate now. I mean, I'm not being overly, but I'm aware now. I really wasn't aware of that before. And whatever he does, whatever I do, and things have softened around here. I can feel it for me energetically. And I
Wow.
think from him too.
Wow. Well, you are very sensitive. I remember when we lived together in Oregon and you were still in your room sleeping or whatever you were doing and I was downstairs. All I was doing was putting pots away.
All you
And,
were doing is banging pots and pans and throwing, silverware in the cabinet, slamming cabinet doors.
and I didn't realize you were so sensitive to sounds. And the thing that really got me, and I said, "Oh, you know what?" And then you thought I was doing it on purpose.
I did think you were doing it on
I
purpose.
said, "This kid needs help."
I,
So
I did I did need help, and I still do.
so your mother is certified in sound therapy.
So, well, that's another reason why I'm really looking forward to spending even more time with you.
Thank you.
And that's an expression, banging pots and pans.
What does the expression mean?
It just means being obnoxiously loud,
Oh, but did you have to throw in obnoxiously? But I'm telling you right now, Nathan, I was on stage singing every one of
which
my
is
country
so
songs.
which is so funny.
Yeah.
So then what happened as we wrap up the show?
Well, what happened was I finished rolling my hair. I did everything I had to do, and then I left. But I won because you know how loud I sing.
I do. Well, and that's something I wish I would sing as loud as you did in public, and yeah, I wish I could do that too. I don't really do it for competition though, but it doesn't matter anything to get my voice out. I'm down for.
Well, let's go. Now it's what a great show. What a
Great
great
show.
show.
I really zipped by. I had other things I want to talk about, but let's save it for next week. So, do we have any teaser topics for next week?
Teaser topic. Last minute class spot closed. I already said that. Empty head.
We could we could do birthdays because I'll still have one more week before my birthday, and I'm just curious the energy around birthdays that what you have to say about it, holidays, that whole thing.
Good one. Good one. Special occasion days, the
Yes.
obligations around birthdays, holidays. Perfect. I love that. Let's go.
Yeah. All right.
Ayo, it's time to go. Yeah, you know what it is. Get into it. Don't act like you don't already know the name. Let's go. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? You heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. What? I said you heard me. Mother and son making sense out of nonsense. Plus more. Now it's over. Now let's listen.